Here is just a quick special reminder that when you're working with two equations and you're eliminating variables in some way, sometimes what's going to happen is you're going to end up with, you're working a problem and let's say you're doing elimination and you end up with something like this. And you don't realize how this is happening. Like this, okay? So as I'm doing elimination, I add up the x's and look at what happened. My x's are gone. Let's make these y's, I'm sorry. My y's are gone. So now I'm left with what on my left side? A 0. They both added up to 0. So I end up with something like 0 equals 3. That's going to happen to you sometimes. And so what you look at is, does 0 actually equal 3? Can that happen? That's not something that can happen. 0 does not equal 3. So my answer here would be no solution, which we use this symbol for. So you'll see back on this note sheet, if I have an answer like 2 equals 5, that's not true, so my answer is no solution, which we use as the symbol. The other thing that can happen to you is you can be working on a problem and you would have, let's say you're solving, let's keep it in elimination. And I go here, and when I add them up, I get 0 equals 0. Well, this is a true statement. 0 does equal 0. And sometimes when you do it with substitution, you'll end up with 5 equals 5. Let's say, for example, I'm substituting, I have 2x plus 5 equals 2x plus 5. I end up with that in my work, and then when I minus 2x from both sides to get my x's together, look right here. My x's add up to 0, so I have 5. Look right here, my x's add up to 0, so I have a 5. So that can happen also. So it could be 0 equals 0, 5 equals 5. It can be any number. But that's a true statement. 0 does equal 0, and 5 does equal 5. So your answer then is all reals. And you should use the symbol, and that means that any number I plug into that equation would work. This one's a good example of you being able to see that. It's obviously already equal. 2x plus 5, 2x plus 5. The problem is it won't start out that way. It'll be in the middle of your work where that kind of pops up, and so it'll seem a little bit confusing at first. But again, 5 equals 5. The answer is all reals, and we'll use the symbol.